Hi, y'all. Welcome to Tuesday. Welcome to the floor. Slight change today. Instead of the normal Vinyasa 1, I'm going to be doing restorative because this morning I rolled my ankle. And I don't know if you can tell, but it's pretty swollen. So hopefully it's fine, ultimately. But the good news is that we won't have to stand up at all during this yoga sequence because my little ankle doesn't want to, and I want to be really kind to it today. So instead, I think we're going to do a restorative class that's targeted for shoulder pain. Just because that's relevant right now for me and for a lot of people working at home and for anyone who is a human with the human condition of shoulder pain. So actually I have 4 blocks, but 2 blocks would be really helpful. And I also have a lacrosse ball because I want to use one. So you might find something like that for yourself, either a lacrosse ball, a tennis ball, a golf ball, anything that might be kind of similar and help you get into some trigger point work. I think that's all we need to know to get started. Cool. So there might be some postures that I think I can do, and then when I get into it, it's actually really painful. So just bear with me when we go through those. But I think what would be really nice is to get started in child's pose, actually. But as you set up for child's pose, bring 2 blocks out in front of you. Okay, that's comfortable. I can do that. That's not bad. Let me get my thicker blocks. And we're going to bring out in front of us about shoulders distance apart. So what we'll do here, you can't see this, but this ball is just slowly rolling away. All right, what we'll do here, we'll bring big toes to touch, let the knees go to the edges of the mat, and just bring your palms to your blocks. So my arms are nice and extended here, and when I'm ready, I'll go ahead and relax my chest down, my head down. Settling in for a child's pose. So we're getting a little bit of an extra stretch in the side bodies by having our wrists and hands and forearms elevated like this. Awesome. Beautiful, y'all. So stay here if it's feeling awesome. If you want to move on to something a little bit different, we're going to just let our arms come down alongside our legs. I've heard this posture called embryo pose before, but that name kind of weirds me out. Just for the record. So just then I drew my knees to touch under me. That gives me a little bit more stretch in the mid back. That might be a nice choice for you. And get a little more space between the shoulder blades here. Awesome. And then we're going to use our blocks again. We're going to stay in child's pose. Bring your blocks in like 6 inches or so. Lead with your elbows. Bring your triceps, the backs of your upper arms onto those blocks. Palms come to touch, and then let the head come down. Again, I'm going to let my knees go out to the edges of my mat so that my torso can kind of go between the thighs. Bringing palms to prayer and kind of drawing your thumbs back towards your upper back. Gives you a nice little squeeze of the shoulder blades. Awesome. From this position, slowly start to draw the front of your left shoulder down. And then draw your right shoulder down. And then your left. Just kind of a small teetering back and forth, like a little shimmy. Just getting a little bit, a little bit of a twisting motion into the shoulder blades here. Awesome. Beautiful, y'all. Slowly, I'm going to start to pick my torso up. Cool. All right. I'm going to slowly start to come onto my belly. I'm not sure if my ankle liked that. It's okay. All right. I'm going to bring my blocks onto their broad sides. And I'm going to bring them out just beyond the width of my mat so that whenever I rest my forearms down, they can be just like belly down on the blocks. So we've got just a little bit of lift in the arms. From here, I'm going to bring my right knee out to the right, just like that. Yeah. We're going to do a gentle hip opener here. So we can stay like this, find some nice 90-degree angles at my flexed ankle, at my right knee, at my hip. Turn my head so my nose points to the left. And then we're just going to play with the position of our blocks to see what gives us a little bit of an opening in the shoulders. So if I bring mine back a little bit so they're really supporting the elbows and then let the weight of my head down, then I can feel a nice stretch on the front of the shoulders. So try it out. See what works for you. So I'm looking for a little bit more of a stretch in my hip. So what I'm going to do is bring the block that's under my right elbow and slide it so it's under my right knee. That way, my right hip has a little bit more space to sink down into, allows for a little more opening of that right hip. Do they make a white noise machine that's just airplane noises? Because I think I could actually get into that after a while. All right, y'all, so we're going to come on to our forearms. Start to draw your forearms under the shoulders. Yeah, cool. So we've got kind of like Sphinx pose for the upper body while we've still got that right knee out to the right. What if we even brought our palms down and then lifted the chest all the way up, almost in like a king cobra? See what that feels like in the low back. Maybe that's nice. See if we can pull the chest through. Gentle chest opener here. Cool. Okay. Slowly we're going to lower down. We're going to reach our right arm forward. Start to thread your left arm under the right, so left shoulder comes down to the mat. And then we're going to, peel this right arm out to the right. So we've got a nice supine twist here. I love this one. I like entering the twist that way. It really does feel like you're wringing out the spine. And for me, it helps me get into the upper back a little bit more, keeping the lower body stationary and twisting the upper body. Awesome. See if you can really let that right shoulder be heavy here in your twist. Nice. As a bonus, this lets me keep my right ankle elevated. Very smart, well designed. Nice deep breaths. You can feel that my right arm is so much lower than it was when we started the twist, as the upper back is getting to relax a little more. Cool. Can you turn your nose to point towards right fingertips? Can we bring that twist all the way up the cervical spine? Beautiful, y'all. All right, nice and slow. Let's come out the way we came in. Come on to left side. Oh, lower back. So we've got that little sphinx upper body with our right knee out to the right. We nailed it. Beautiful, as always. All right, let's bring that right leg long along our mat. Now, before we switch to the other side, let's come up onto our fingertips, bringing them a few inches on either side of the mat. We'll inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, drop that right shoulder down towards the mat. Look up over the left shoulder. Stretching the front of that right shoulder. It's one of my favorites. It's subtle. It really feels like I can get into the front of my shoulder, which means I'm going to be able to get into my pecs, which means I'm going to get more space in the chest, which means I'm going to have more space in the upper back because I'm not shortening the front. There's going to be less tension there. All right, when you're ready, let's swap sides. Left shoulder comes down. So if you're experiencing upper back pain, one of the best things you can do is work in heart openers, chest openers. Because of our shoulders forward posture that a lot of us have throughout the day, we're shortening those pec muscles. So we're causing strain in the upper back and those upper traps, the rhomboids. We want to relinquish. I don't know if that's right, y'all. But we do want to release that tension as best we can. Notice when we're causing more of it with the way we're holding our body. And whenever we do our stretches, just make sure you're spending some time on the chest. Oft forgotten. Cool. We'll come back to center. Woo. All right, let's go ahead and relax. Bring your hands down by your sides. Feel the front of your shoulders sink down towards the mat. Feel that upper back puff up as you breathe. All right, let's swap onto the other side, y'all. So we'll come, I'm going to bring again my forearms onto my blocks. Bring my left knee out to the left. Yeah. All right, nice flexed left ankle. Can you see it? You can see it. That left knee out to the left. And then turn your head to the right. On my left side, I can feel this kind of like, this position, I can feel a kind of sensation under the shoulder blade. So I think we're getting a little bit of support, maybe a little bit of compression there, and that's what's causing it. But it's a good feeling. It feels productive. That's our subscap. So it's nice that it gets a little attention. It doesn't always. Awesome. From here, let's start to come onto our forearms, find that Sphinx pose with the upper body. If you want, give yourself a couple breaths coming into that King Cobra with the upper body, pressing the palms down, lifting chest up, pulling the chest through, putting shoulder blades together back behind you. Yay! And slowly, we'll come back down. Let's extend that left arm out in front of us this time. Here's that twist. We'll thread our right arm under our left, come onto right shoulder, and then slowly, peel open into your twist. Attempting to shine the chest up towards the ceiling in a real theoretical kind of way. Can you turn your nose to point towards left fingertips? Bring that twist all the way up the neck. Whew. So I'm feeling some tingling in my left hand. I think that means that my pec minor is a little tight right now, which I can just even feeling it, palpating it, I can tell it is. So I'm going to do a little bit of work, a little extra work into my pecs, my pec minor today, so that I don't compress that nerve that runs down to the fingertips. Or at least minimize its compression, right? All right, nice and slow. Let's start to unwind. Come back the way we came in. Still got our left knee out to the left for a sec. And then we'll let our left leg come along the mat. Cool. All right, same thing. Come up onto fingertips on either side of your mat. Lift the chest. Exhale, drop left shoulder down first. Yes. And then let's swap it out. Let's bring that right shoulder down. I love it. And just relax. Let your arms come down either side. Cool. Oh, so from here, grab your lacrosse ball or something equivalent and have a block handy. We're going to move into some trigger point work, both in the chest and in the upper back. My ankle hurts, guys. Cool. So let's start with kind of the main feature of this, that whenever I teach in-person classes, I teach restorative. I include this in basically every restorative class. And if I had enough lacrosse balls, I would include it in basically every vinyasa class because it's really wonderful, very productive. So what you're going to do, we'll start on our right side. You're going to bring your lacrosse ball under you. You're going to lay back, but I'm going to turn around so you can see what's going on. You're going to bring it between your right shoulder blade and your spine. All right, so you can kind of see. Awesome. Here, I'll just face this way. So lay back. Oh. We've got that. Oh, man. So that might already be pretty productive, right? Just giving yourself a couple breaths to attempt to relax the back muscles into accepting their new roommate, the lacrosse ball. You might wiggle around a little bit till you find just the right spot. What's going to be most productive for you today? Awesome. Yes, doing awesome. So we've got some options to intensify this. If we need more out of this, here's what we can do. So option one is to bend the knees, root into the heels. Inhale, lift your hips up so you slide a block under the hips. So having your hips high is going to pour more weight into that upper back. It's going to increase the intensity here with this lacrosse ball under you. So that might be the right move for you. That might be good. And of course, the higher your hips are on that block, the more you're going to feel it. So you can adjust the height of your block accordingly. If you still want to work into it more, this next thing both intensifies but also can just increase how productive it is. Let's start to slowly reach the right arm up. And continue that slow movement up overhead until your right arm relaxes up overhead. Whoo! Serious business. Slowly, let's draw the right arm out to the right. Relax it there. And then slowly lift the right arm up, pass through center, and cross it across the body. All right, team. So that's a great motion, right? Kind of a north, south, east, west sort of situation. But you might instead just draw a circle with your elbow. That might help you get the range of motion you're looking for. Or you might find a particularly productive spot and just hang out and breathe. Let those muscles relax. Give them the chance to relax, right? We don't just want to feel the sensation of something like poking into our muscle. Ideally, we'd really like to relieve some of the tension that's hanging out in these areas. So give them some time. See what you can let go of here. Oh. Awesome, team. So if you know your right side is going to need more attention than your left side, then stay here as long as you'd like. But if you're ready to kind of move on and see what the left side feels like, let's slowly take that lacrosse ball out from under us, and then just let your shoulders be flat for a second and just feel the difference between the right side and the left side, right? Take a deep breath into the chest. It feels like there's more space on the right side than the left side. It's kind of bananas. Cool. So I'm going to take the block out from under me. I'm not sure I'm going to need the extra intensity on this left side. And then when I'm ready, actually first, go ahead and cross that right arm across the chest and hug that right arm in. Let's stretch it out a little. Cool. All right, let's swap to the other side. So lacrosse ball comes between the shoulder blade and the spine on the left side. Chances are you're going to have to wiggle around till you find the right spot, because obviously we use our left arm and our right arm very differently. One of them is our dominant side. One of them is our compensating side. So both hold tension, it's just in different ways. So different spots usually. Oh. So we're giving ourselves some time just to get used to the lacrosse ball on the left side. See if you can relax that right shoulder. See if it's trying to pull in. We don't want that. We don't want to build tension where we're just trying to get rid of it. You can always lift the hips, put them on a block. If you're feeling it, maybe reach that left arm up. Slowly, slowly lower it above your head. Slowly, slowly, let's bring it out to the left. Oh, that feels awesome. And then slowly, let's reach up and cross it over in our north, south, east, west, cardinal direction, weather vane sort of movement. Just notice where you feel some differences. Woo! Couple more breaths, team. Doing great. Ooh, and when you're ready, go ahead and release that lacrosse ball from under the left shoulder. We'll cross left arm across the chest, hug it in. Nice. Yeah, killing it. Whew. All right. Beautiful stuff. All right, so we're going to do another thing with our lacrosse ball. We're going to work into our pecs here. So you can stay reclined. Just make sure you've got a block into your lacrosse ball handy. I'll show you what we're doing. Sit in that. You're going to grab your lacrosse ball. We'll start on our right side again. Bring the lacrosse ball into the upper chest on the right side, so firmly into your pec muscles, right? We want to be right at the sternum. We don't want it right on that bony spot. We want to kind of roll it over that, sink it into the muscle belly. Cool. Then grab your block and rest it on top. So now we are fully mobile. We can roll our lacrosse ball side to side. We control how much pressure we're putting on this block. So if we're going side to side, you go out, I'll show you. You go out a little bit further towards the armpit, side to side. Yeah, basically right where the bra strap is, for those of us that wear bras, or tank tops. So that's going to be your pec minor, right? You feel that tight kind of band right there that's running north to south. So you might spend some time there, kind of rolling left to right, back and forth. Cross fiber friction is what we're doing here. That might feel great, or you might kind of roll the ball north to south along more the bulk of the muscle. That's our pec major, right? It goes from our sternum out to our arm. And there's just a lot going on, right? You might feel the tension out closer to the armpit. You might feel a little bit of tension closer to the sternum. See what's going on. See what's going on around those muscle attachments. Up close to the collarbone, but not on the collarbone. We want to be kind to that. You might play with taking the block off and just bringing your palm to the ball and kind of doing gentle circles around the sternum. Sternum's pretty sensitive. We don't want to do any hard, firm pressure there, but gentle circles can be a nice way to massage those muscle attachments. Cool. So give yourself a few more breaths on this right side. Ooh. Ideally, we want our right arm to be pretty relaxed here. Otherwise, if we're like drawing that right shoulder forward, then you're using your pec muscles You don't want to use the muscles that you're trying to actively massage. It's kind of a 2 steps forward, 1 step back sort of situation there. Cool. And when you're ready, go ahead and lightly roll the lacrosse ball over the sternum and start to sink into the left side. Let's see what's going on here. I think I've got a lot more going on this left side. I could feel that in our twists, and I can feel it now. Right in the pec major, definitely feel it there. It's not just the pec minor. But then, yeah, when I go side to side over that tight little band. Yeah. Cool. Try it out. Is up and down working, left to right working, just holding in one spot. We got a few more breaths here. Beautiful, y'all. All right, nice and slow. We'll bring our block down. We'll bring our lacrosse ball down somewhere safe-ish, theoretically. Let's come onto our left side for a sec, and then just press your way up to seated. Cool. Beautiful. From here, we'll bring soles of the feet together. Let the knees drop off to the sides. So I'm going to bring my blocks out in front of me. We'll take a nice big inhale. Root into your sit bones. And on your exhale, lead with the chest as you start to fold forward. We're not in any rush at all. Theoretically, when we fold, when our spine's able to relax a little bit, and our head drops, we can breathe deeply into our chest and our upper back. We can get a little bit more opening towards the top of our spine, the base of our neck. Awesome. Nice and slow. Let's start to work our way out of this one. Cool. Keep on walking those palms back. Bring your palms back behind you. Lift the chest. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Just stretching out the chest after working on it. And then sink the upper back, sink the shoulder blades or shoulders forward. So kind of like cat-cow, basically, but you're back with your palms behind you. It's an upside down seated cat-cow with the upper back. A lot of qualifiers. Cool. All right. So we're going to work into our final posture here. It's one of my favorite ways to find Shavasana or a final resting pose in class. So what you're going to do, use 2 blocks, if you've got them, and bring one long ways back behind you. It's going to go directly between the shoulder blades. And bring one nice and tall back behind you. And that's where the base of your skull, or I'm sorry, the back of your skull is going to go. So I'm going to keep the soles of my feet together, let my knees out, just so that I can keep enjoying a hip opener here. Slowly lower my body down. The first one hits at mid-back. And then, yeah, back of my head is nice and supported, super comfy here. And, cherry on top, teeing the arms out to either side. Yeah, big open mouth breaths. Feeling the chest expand. Awesome. So, if I were you and I wasn't on camera right now, I'd probably just keep doing this for a while. I think it feels great. It feels so productive on the chest, but also between the shoulder blades. Oh my goodness, it feels so good. So stay here as long as your body and mind and schedule allow you to. Just taking some big, deep breaths. Thank you so much for joining me, even though I was in a little bit of pain. So thanks for putting up with that. A lot of extra groaning. If you have any questions, reach out to me. Pride Wellness ATX is my Instagram. If anyone donates for this class, all donations are going to the Okra Project, and that is the nonprofit organization that provides home-cooked meals to Black trans folks. And yes, that's where donations for today are going. Yes, full stop. Thanks so much for joining, and I hope to see you soon. Namaste. All right, thanks, y'all. Mwah. Love y'all. Have a wonderful day. Hope your upper backs and your shoulders feel better. Mine do. I hope yours do too. And I hope I don't have to scoot on my butt everywhere for the rest of the week. I don't think so. I think I'll be able to walk. Okay, y'all are great. Have a good day. Oh, there goes the ghost ball. Do you see it? It's haunted.